So I just want to do a recap of my 2019 because it was really amazing for me. Not only did I get to really find myself and my identity and heal from a lot of traumas from my past, but I got into a lot of, you know, things that taught me so much about life and how much more there is to life. I started off 2019 by disconnecting from everything and everyone. That was social media, any distractions that distracted me from me and my personal time with my own thoughts and my conscious. So I eliminated everything. It was very, very difficult for me, and I went through kind of like a withdrawal because I did a cold turkey. Not only did I withdraw from friendships, I disconnected from family members, I disconnected from social media, any engagement on social media, and I also disconnected from, you know, people. I moved to a very, very lonely area where the most things you could see is deers and turkeys walking around. So that was pretty very difficult for me. I got to a point where, since I eliminated all distractions, I saw myself pretty much like an airhead. I wasn't able to think, connect with my thoughts. I wasn't able to even hear any inspiration. I lost myself, what I thought was myself. I pretty much felt lost in every sense. I lost my confidence, I lost my visions, I lost my inspiration, I lost everything. I forced myself to start from scratch. This was an idea that Glenn came up with. You know, he saw how much I was struggling, and I'm not the type of person to adapt to society and what society is doing just because it's trendy. I might do it for some time, but my soul is very uncomfortable. It is not, uh, I don't think anybody's soul is made to fit in with anything because it gets uncomfortable, and that discomfort starts to signal you in ways like anxiety, depression, stress, unhappiness, confusion. And, you know, we try to find quick fix solutions for that by engaging with more people, meeting more new friends, doing activities, reading more books, pursuing a dream, trying to do something. And we continue to clothe ourselves with so many different layers of things that our soul really doesn't need. Our soul just wants to strip us from everything that it's not meant for it. And it's going to make you very uncomfortable until you figure it out that that's not what you need. So that's what we realized, is that we needed to just erase everything, just get rid of everything. And to do that, it takes a lot of energy. In chemistry, you know, bonds are very strong, and in order to break a bond, it requires a lot of energy. And the bonds that we have with people, they're very strong, especially with our family members. So to break that bond takes a lot of energy. And I did it. It took a few months into the year to eliminate last few friends. And they're not bad people. Let's just get this straight. They're not bad people. They're great people in their own ways. They're good hearted individuals. They weren't detrimental to my health. It's just that we were not in the same path. Those were the people that I associated myself with under a completely different mindset, under a completely different energy frequency. And, you know, I had to part ways. So this year was all about reading, all about really focusing on my own mind and my own thoughts, and primarily focusing on my own mind and my own thoughts, and sitting in silence and really trying to break through that barrier that was built there. And that was the most difficult one because for a very long time, not only was I being bombarded with insecure thoughts and, you know, very negative thoughts, but then I got to the point where I had addressed all these thoughts. Well, I thought I addressed all these thoughts, but all I did was pretty much listen to these thoughts. And it got to a point where it got really silent. I couldn't think. I couldn't find anything to grab onto. And I think that was the universe letting me know that stop trying to find something to, you know, run to. You need to continue facing yourself. You need to get to know yourself more. You're not going to have inspiration. You're not going to feel Great. You're going to go through this process because you're here now. And I did. I went through the process. I ran 13 miles to prove to myself that my mind is my only limitation. My thoughts that I put inside of my mind are my only limitations. I learned more about the body and its capabilities, and I realized that we only set limits for ourselves based on the information that we have received from our external environments and our upbringing and our experiences with other individuals. So that's the, you know, that's the belief system that we have constructed in our head, in our minds. And those these beliefs put limits on us when it comes to achieving certain things that require a lot of physical strength, such as running, and everything that you have control of, because our minds, we feel like we don't have that much control over our minds. So I try to do it the other way around. I started breaking limits that for myself, and understanding that no matter what, my body would adapt. That don't let your mind convince you that you're gonna die, that it's not gonna happen, that you're not gonna make it, that it's impossible. Just continue pushing yourself no matter how painful it gets, and your body will adapt, because that's the science behind it. And I did, and I proved myself that everything physical is really all up to me. That's one big thing that I learned this year. Besides the fact that the mind is very, very accustomed to certain things in our lives, our, like I said, our belief system. We picked up a lot of things growing up, whether it was from our family members, our friends, our experiences with all these individuals outside in the world. And it formed itself and its own beliefs throughout that time. And we have to understand that the mind is very powerful, but you are in control of that, and you can train your mind to think differently, to behave differently, to believe differently, and to act differently. And it takes a lot of patience, a lot of work, a lot of practice, and a lot of repetition practice. So I did that. It was a lot of things that I had to revisit in my past, things that molded me, things that contributed to who I am today, and understanding that that's not who I am. That is just something that affected me, and I became attached to it. But that's not who I am, because who was I before any trauma? Who was I before any experiences that I encountered? So I had to grow compassion and understanding, not only for myself, but for humankind, for humanity. And I started to understand people. That was the only way that I could heal, is to understand people and look at things from other people's perspectives. What were they feeling? What were they thinking? How did they grow up? What did they experience? How did their parents, help them grow up? What did they learn? What mistakes did they go through? What were their traumas like? I had to really grow this compassion in order to be able to forgive that, and forgive my parents, and forgive my mother, and forgive my brothers, and all these, people that caused harm to me. And I really had to, it took a lot from me. I had to really find a perspective that the ego does not want to find, because we feel entitled. We feel like everybody that has faulted us is wrong, and we're victims, and we're better than them because of their wrongs. And that is a completely incorrect way to look at it. So I grew tons of compassion for anybody that has done me wrong. And I grew tons of compassion for society, for the people that even treated me wrong throughout my journey, whether it was at the supermarket, at, the wherever I was at. We come across people that are having a hard time, a hard day, and they hurt us in certain ways. And sometimes we succumb to that, and we feed into it and react, and we let those energies linger in our bodies. And I made the decision to just be compassionate, to build stories behind people. Why are they mad? Maybe their daughter is sick. Maybe their son cursed them out on the phone. Maybe there was a guy that pressed the brakes really hard right before they entered the parking lot. Maybe somebody upset them at another store before they were here. Things like that. I try to build stories behind it in order to be more understanding and compassionate to these people that were affecting me. And claim my power, because if we give power to that, then that energy lingers in our bodies and it carries on, and then we go home and we do the same thing to our partners, to our kids, and that cycle continues. So we have to be the bigger people, and look at ourselves and take accountability for what we have control over. We cannot control the outer environment and society. So that was another great thing that I learned in 2019. I cannot make a one video for this because 2019 was such a year for me. I didn't accomplish as much as I have accomplished in previous years, such as writing a book, doing a bunch of things, whether it was a career, going to college, whatever it was that I've accomplished in the past in the military and, everything. It was nothing like I've ever accomplished, though, in another aspect, because I gained so much, and it taught me that our biggest accomplishments do not come from things, do not come from status, do not come from a certain image that we want to portray, a certain financial goal. True success, guys, I promise you, because I've been in every situation, whether it's financially stable, able to buy whatever I want, able to drive whatever car I want, things like that, and traveling and family and all this thing, and social media status and image and whatever. It does not compare to feeling, peace and happiness for yourself, to be connected with who you are, to know your purpose, to know what you were put on this earth for, to be healed from anything that has affected you in your life, to recognize your flaws, to understand that it's all within your control, to, it's so satisfying. And it just, I wouldn't have wanted to accomplish anything else, because I've accomplished so much and I have never been happy the way that I am now. And I'm still learning, I'm still growing, I'm still making mistakes, I'm still evolving, I'm still trying. I don't think this life is to be figured out. I think it's just to heal and to look forward to the future with a positive mindset. Lift all the burden that you have on top of you right now. Let it go. Understand humanity, understand life, give love, show compassion. Understand that we are all one. We all have our stories. We all have our perspectives. And we're all here for the same reason. And it's just to find happiness, to find peace, to find fulfillment. And most of us just look for it in many other ways that just aren't the right way. And although it may bring temporary satisfaction and temporary fulfillment, it is never permanent. So what better way to get those other extra luxuries than to be first fulfilled inside, internally, mentally, and spiritually, so that you could be able to fully enjoy these, external luxuries for such a long time without any, void inside of you. So I promise to drop another video with everything that I did this 2019 that just passed, of course, just passed. And I'm going to give you all the details from my trip to Peru, what I've been doing with the time that I have had off, how me and my family are, and so much more things. And I just can't wait to share with you guys. I promised myself that I wasn't going to start doing long videos. My videos are going to be 5 minutes, less than 10 minutes for sure. Again, thank you guys for watching. I truly appreciate it. This is only the beginning, and I cannot I cannot wait to share everything that I have been through this year and everything that I'm planning on looking forward to. Thank you for watching.